Now let's move to that breaking news regarding the shooting we speak of. Northeast Fair Park in Dallas. We're still waiting for this news conference to start. They said 4 o'clock, usually kind of ish when we deal with these things. We're going to bring this to you live the moment it gets underway. But the details as we know them right now, Dallas firefighter EMT has been shot. Critical but stable condition. The last report from Baylor Hospital for us. We do know at least one other civilian was shot as well. Team coverage on this still breaking story this afternoon. Jeff Paul's covering things for us over at Baylor, but we're going to start with Robbie Owens, who's been down by the scene all afternoon. Robbie, kind of take us through the day, what you've seen so far and where you think we're headed.
Well, Doug, as you well know, Dallas police have had this Old East Dallas neighborhood on lockdown for most of the day. Just recently, we've seen that loosen just a bit. We were able to move just a little bit closer into the scene, but you can see as you get closer to the home where all this was happening, it is still a very active scene, and police are keeping still traffic away from the area of St. Charles and Reynolds. Let's take you back to the beginning. According to Dallas Fire-Rescue, paramedics responded to a call for help near the 3100 block of Reynolds here at around 11:30 this morning. While trying to help a civilian that had been shot at that location, a man opened fire, police tell us, on the rescue crew. Now, one paramedic was wounded, as you mentioned, and rushed to Baylor Medical Center. Police swarmed this neighborhood and ordered residents to shelter in place, all while they investigated what was described as an active shooter situation. A limited suspect description went out of a bald man who walked with a limp, perhaps armed with a long gun. Streets in several directions were blocked off and no one was allowed in or out. Raul Torres has a design studio nearby.
I am shocked because, like I said, I live like 5 minutes away from here. So, you know, hearing that something like this can happen in our neighborhood it is pretty scary.
Now, at one point, as police began allowing vehicles to move through the streets, they could only go so far. Even our news units were stopped and searched to make sure that no suspects were inside. Again, the situation, the tone here changing, so we expect some new developments here shortly. But for now, let's join my colleague, Jeff Paul, who has the very latest on the condition of that paramedic wounded. He's over at Baylor Medical Center. Jeff?
Yeah, Robbie, we're right outside the ER entrance where you can see there are still some fire trucks that are parked outside and have been parked out here all afternoon. What we are starting to see are more and more firefighters show up here and head on into the ambulance entrance here at Baylor Medical Center. Now, I just got off the phone with a source within Dallas Fire-Rescue who tells us that this paramedic is very much alive. Sources say he is an experienced paramedic and was with his partner at the time of this shooting. They say he's a great guy and has a loving family. The city says now that he is in critical condition, but thankfully is stable. Now, we're hoping to get a little bit more clarity as far as the extent of this paramedic's injuries, as well as the civilian who they were responding to initially on this call. We're being told it came in as a suicide. We're hoping to get a little bit more answers as what's going on exactly with this situation and hopefully hear some good news in terms of this paramedic's condition. Doug and Kaylee.
Okay, Jeff, thanks very much. So much to still figure out on this thing, but CBS 11 has you covered on the story. The moment we get some new information, we will get it on the air and also, of course, online across our social media platforms and on the website. And also, just so you know, ahead at 4:30, we're going to be live from the fire station where that firefighter EMT Jeff Paul was just talking about was dispatched from earlier this morning.